Hey, how you doing? I've got some updates for you. I've made a bit more progress. Yeah, been slow, largely because we've now got some guinea pigs in the household, so I'm having to look after them a little bit more than perhaps I would want to be. But they're great. Family life, etc. It's a it's a balancing act, right? You always got that time for your hobbies. So I've been making slow progress. The station over here has had two coats of um, what is it? Lightweight plaster, lightweight filler, um, which I then smoothed over. I actually watered it down to kind of help with it spreading because otherwise it was a right pain. There's some bobbly bits, but from a distance, not too bad. I'll probably weather that with a black wash or something, and then I'll be putting some fencing at the back. Still think I'm going to go with this building. I don't know what everyone thinks, but this one seems to fit. This one I still can't. I was trying to work out. That door is basically from this house that I kind of chopped in half. But I was just trying to work out whether or not this is actually the right scale, whether it's just because it's like a tiny outbuilding or not. Yeah, I don't know. What does anybody know? This is the C16, I think it is, from Dapol. This is actually an HO size. You know, so it's perhaps marginally larger, but it seems to fit quite well over here. So we have some station fencing and some signs, etc. I'll then put a white line across the top. I'll clean up the brick face, weather that up a little bit once I've got the point rodding in. Still trying to work out what to do with the point rodding, to be honest. I'll probably have to look into that a little bit more with a bit more research, but if the signal box is over here, then I think what usually would have happened is that it would have controlled that point, and then the point rodding would have ran all the way along the inside of the platform to these other 2 points here. That's what I think would have happened. But if anybody's an expert in that area, then let me know. Jorge, David, I was watching your piece on signals, so you might actually know the answer to that because I think you're well researched. And I'm too lazy to go and look, so hey ho. Right, so yes, this was the building. This build is actually going to sit up top. They've made a bit of progress here, as you can see. So this has all been. I used the WWS Scenics like paper fiber plaster stuff to kind of get this edge here. That's then all been painted. I've then made a road out of paper mache, that sort of brown paper that you get from packaging, basically with PVA to get that to a nice flat surface to the bridge there. Then I completely forgot about the fact that I've somehow got to get over to this bit now because I got ahead of myself and did this hill side. So somewhat stuck with this corner until I work out how to either take my arms off and put them back on again, or get that piece back out again, do the weathering and stick it in somehow. Anyway, I've got some ballast down. This is the good old chinchilla sand that New Junction have used, and I can't remember, somebody else also advised using it as well before I saw the New Junction one, but it seems to work okay. It's okay. So I've got some thoughts on this. I've seen lots of layouts and ballast seems too pristine, I know a lot of people get funny about bits of ballast on the sleepers, but it really doesn't bother me. I think it actually seems to look more realistic. If I look at Mouldy Raspberry and some others, it's not, it doesn't need to be clean. It actually makes it look a little bit more authentic when it's like that. I don't know what everyone's thoughts are. I'm going to go with this. I actually quite like it like this. The only concern I've got is obviously the grains getting into the rail and causing trains to derail. So I've used my good old Hornby auto derail coach, because this one just seems to like to derail itself anyway as a test. It tends to slow down here because it's got an uphill gradient, but yeah, all in it seems okay. So that will, I'm going to leave that loose probably tonight because I can't bother now to glue it all in. But that was a little piece I was testing really to see what it looked like. I've used grout to create my road under here, or dirt road going under the bridge here. This is all changed a little bit because I've basically used that lightweight filler to fill in the gaps of the plaster bandage because the gaps are just too big because I didn't do it very well. Not much else has changed over there. What else have I got up to over here? Ah yes, and my disaster. So second time round, third time round now, I've got to the point of redoing the river. So fibre mould from WWC to basically line a new riverbed. I'll get round to painting that. So then I've actually run some LED lights across the top after Jose's. David, thanks for the advice there. It's actually just connected to a USB, which then connects to the back of the computer down here. But it makes a massive difference, you know, obviously in terms of the scene itself, but when it comes to actually working on it, it's just a game changer. Because before I was kind of like guessing with what I was doing. So yeah, thanks for the advice on that. Over here, I've not done much. This station, I think, is going to end up being kind of like my last project. I think out of all of it, I keep on kind of like going to build the platforms, but I think I'll just do the other station. I'm stuck with this Hornby thing, I think, unless I scratch build because nothing else seems to fit. Unless I go for the small one that I was talking about earlier, the Daypole one, but again, that's not the greatest. So yeah, I could do, I guess, what I did with this Fair Price Models house over here, which I've now moved up to here. I could do this and line it with something, you know, with the brick paper or brick plastic. I guess I could do that. Anyway, this is the cottage over here. The road will run over. This will be a nice, you know, lane going off into the distance over there. The cutting will be trees and bushes, trees and bushes, trees and bushes. This will have a health and safety notice, so anybody coming out the back door just falls straight into the railway. Yeah, it's not been that well thought out, that piece, but I think it still looks, it's going to look quite nice from down here, up on the top overlooking the bridge. Yeah, so I've gone through that. What else have I got today? Ah, yes, so over here I've just used the technique that I did for the road. It's the packing paper from, you know, deliveries from Amazon, PVA, just so I can kind of get a nice flat uniform surface. That will probably then get filled in, or I'll use the fibre mould from WWC. Around here, which will eventually be kind of like the yard area. This will be the yard area here. I'll have a station. This will have an engine shed here, and this is the goods shed, which you've probably seen in the other videos. But yeah, as I say, this area, because it's bigger, more complex, there's going to be more to it. I think it's best that I leave that. I also don't want to ruin my scene that I got around here either, because this was actually, I was really happy with this. And you know, over on this station, I have created a bit of a mess with the plaster or the filler. So yeah, I'll have to find an alternative to do that. But yes, quite a big update. I got some other stuff. What else have I had delivered? Oh, do you know, it's not important. It's not. I'm not trying to show off or anything. I just yeah, it's, you know, it's a great hobby. It's just, it's very expensive, isn't it? Because you just end up adding and adding and adding bits that you see and you think that will look good. I've run out of space very, very quickly, as I keep going on about. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. I think that is it. Let me know your thoughts on how this all looks. But yeah, I'll speak to you later. Cheers.